Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for following me here on this YouTube channel. Now, I know I haven't been around here in a while. It's been a very busy time of year for me. Lots of traveling with conferences for my job, and probably will be until sometime around the end of March. So I'm going to try and fit in some videos here along the way. Now, I've got a couple projects in mind that I want to get started on. Last time I mentioned I'll be working on, interior cabinets for that sailboat, and I've got some of those sanded down, and you'll see some videos of those sometime in the near future. I've also got an antique desk that I'm going to be working on. It came from my wife's grandparents' farmhouse up in Maine. And that's going to be an interesting piece, and I'll share some history of that piece, and as well as the farm there in Maine where her dad grew up. And so that's a lot of cool stuff right there. Now, before we get started on any projects, I want to show you what's happening here in the shop, because the shop that you see here behind me is getting ready to go through some changes. So take a look at this. So if you've been following my YouTube channel, you probably recognize this area as my primary workbench, and I've got lots of tools in here. But I do everything here. I do woodworking, metalworking, mechanical work. And so this area holds way too much than it should. So, half the time I forget what tools I have or where I put them last. And so it really serves too many purposes of trying to accomplish too many things in this one area. Got my table saw over here. And then over here I've got a bit of an assembly area in the area where we have storage for seasonal items and camping and all of that fun stuff. The only problem is here, especially doing woodworking and even metalworking, if you're sanding and grinding, is, you get stuff everywhere. That dust settles on everything. And so, while this area certainly has served its purpose, I would love something a little bit bigger. The area that I've got right here, tends to get filled with things like the old chair, because we just replaced a living room chair. And, so I got a little bit of open workspace right there, but not a whole lot. So with Stephen in his last year of college, we're getting ready to make some changes to his room, maybe make it more of an office, and that's up on the 3rd floor. And so we are going to probably take the bed out of there and maybe move the sofa sleeper up to his room so that he has a queen size bed when he comes home, but it can kind of pack neatly against the wall and be a couch up in that office area when he's not here. So that led us to Kim and I discussing what we called the family room, or the theater room, or whatever you want to call it, down here in the basement that we finished out about a year or two ago. And so we really don't use it a lot anymore for movies and whatnot and games. So it's just been becoming kind of a collect-all area. Still have some Christmas items to put under the stairs and sort through. So this area right here is about 16 foot by 24 foot. And it's a really nice open area, tall ceilings, 9-foot ceilings in here. So we agreed that we could make this into my new workshop. So what I want to primarily work on in here is my woodworking projects. So by having a nice big open area that we can actually take and close off, with a doorway. I might even frame up one other doorway on this end, just to keep dust contained in this room, or just, hang a curtain or something there for now. But this will give me a nice big open area to work in. With power tools, I'll need to probably lighten up the walls a little bit. It's always better for a workshop. Maybe drop some panels between those 2x4s and those I-truss floor joists, just to give a solid surface so sawdust doesn't get up into the insulation, and also so insulation doesn't fall down on me. So I've got a project in this and getting this ready probably over the next couple of weeks, and that'll be my project. And then I can get back to actually working on some more interesting projects. But I am going to do a video series on getting this room ready. That'll involve probably putting in more outlets, or at least power strips along areas where I need to plug in tools and things like that. So probably once I get the ceiling treated, replace these little compact fluorescent bulbs with, long tube fluorescents to light this room very well. And so I'm excited. This is going to be kind of a new chapter for the workshop, and the ability to handle bigger pieces without being in tight spaces. So again, 16 by 24. It narrows a little bit toward this end to 12 feet because of this wall right here that jogs out at 45 degrees from the other one. But still, I can envision being able to have the table saw out in the middle here toward the end, where the end of that couch is, and being able to, set up an off-feed table for that table saw. Maybe do some rolling benches that'll house things like a chop saw, the drill press. I would love to, build a workbench, a proper woodworking workbench. So that would be a video series in and of itself as well. So anyway, that's where I'm looking at, what I'm looking at right now. So wish me luck and follow along.